oldest is TJ, and then it's Andrew, and then Veronica, and then Ryan, and Henry, and then last of all is little Eve right here. Now, every one of these children, with the exception of Eve, this family has brought forward to dedicate to God in this community. I want to say very clearly what that means. They want to acknowledge together in front of all of us and their own family, their parents, grandparents who are here, they want to acknowledge in front of all of us that Eve, though she is their daughter, is not their possession, but she belongs to God. And they want to declare that by bringing her forward, and I'm going to try to hold Eve here, and if she gets upset, I'll give her back. Now, in a way, it's strange for me to hold her. I've never held her before, but I want you to listen to this, because this is the second thing, which is true. Because Eve belongs to God and is a child of God's, that means that every one of us in the family of faith has a specific relationship to her. And that relationship is in part one that makes us responsible. Keith and Raina, listen now, they've been given the gift of being parents to a lot of children. Not everybody has 6 children. That's their specific calling. And we as a church are with them in that specific ministry. And it is a ministry that you guys have been given by God. And I'm glad you've been given that ministry. And I want to say to this church that we support Keith and Raina as they live as Christians by helping them with all of their children. And today, as we dedicate Eve to the Lord, this will be an act on Keith and Raina's part of faith, of saying before all of us and before God himself that they acknowledge that she belongs to God. It will also be a responsibility for us to live as a church family that takes responsibility for all of the kids who've been dedicated in our midst, knowing that, of course, God is ultimately responsible. But if you're a child in here who's been dedicated to God in this place, would you raise your hand right now? And some of you might forget, because your parents will tell you, look at all the children, there's quite a few. Now, adults, I want you to looking around, know that these children are a part of the family of God in this place, and that we bear a responsibility for helping to bring them up in a way that shows that they indeed belong to God. So what I want to do is to ask a few questions. First, of Keith and Raina. Keith and Raina, is it your intention, in good faith and relying completely on God's grace and mercy, to raise Eve Elizabeth Ironman